Your early morning mentality is your every hour mentality. All gas, no brakes. Focus, purpose, power. Destined for the water, but confident everywhere else. A calming buzz before the storm, the truth of nature itself. You can't catch lightning in a bottle. There's a limit out there, but it's not with your gear. Unrelenting power delivery. Unparalleled weight savings. Keeping you on the water, whether you run a 9.9 or outscoping your best 5. In this rare air, there's power in the silence. It's a mindset, thinking only of the things that matter and freeing your mind from the things that you trust.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Twisted Cat Outdoors podcast, where we give you information on tournaments, events, everything in the catfishing world, bringing you value, tips and tricks, things that you can do out there on the water. Let's get this show started.
I think that this for the Twisted Cat Outdoors 3-fish record.
Testing 1, 2. Hey everybody, welcome. Monday night, another podcast. And tonight we're going to talk about Alton Catfish Classic this weekend, October 4th. And then we're going to go straight to Savannah, Tennessee, October 11th. And then a weekend off. And then October 25th, Keystone Lake in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then Halloween weekend. And then it's Morgan City, Louisiana on the Chaffalaya River. Next Monday night, we're going to have Allison from the city of Morgan City and visit Cajun Coast. And next Monday night, we're going to dive deep on everything championship, from the city of Morgan City, places to stay, the Chaffalaya River, just everything that you want to know about the championship, how it's going to work, Thursday night dinner, right off the shrimp boat right off. Like, we're going to literally be eating right along the river front, downtown Morgan City, which is pretty sweet. And if you like seafood, we're going to have a shrimp bowl that's coming right off that boat too. 2-day tournament, what ramps are usable, all that stuff that you're going to need to know next Monday night. What's up, Matt, JB, Devin? JB Fishing in the house. So we got some YouTube people. We're also on YouTube with this podcast. So a lot of things going on. We have been nonstop 100. I'm gonna say 110 miles an hour because
I was gonna say 150.
What was our last tournament? I've already forgot.
New Madrid.
Golly. So we did do Madrid. We got to get the points updated on the points are updated. We did go over last show. We'll go over again this show. And then I got to update the website. The points are pretty wild. We'll go over them in a few minutes. And then flip-flops.
I actually changed into the house shoes. Other house shoes, I guess. I just took them off, though.
Yeah, so after New Madrid, we had a couple days home, and then I had to run down to Savannah, Tennessee to meet with the city, talking about that event, which Savannah is so much fun, too. And then I got home, which Savannah from a hometown is about 7.5 hours. And I stayed in Savannah and then left about 10 or 11 that morning, had a few errands to run in Alton. Got home at like 10 o'clock Friday night. And then Liz said, hey, did you realize Madison, Wisconsin, Lake Mendota is only 4.5 hours away? She said, I'll hook the boat up. Let's leave at 1 o'clock and grab Nate Blinn on the way, because we got to go through Mount Pleasant and go fish there and be back in 23 hours. And we literally got back in 23 hours. So we left. I wasn't home for 2 hours, and it's just been nonstop.
I was off work for like 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
And then we left.
So it was nonstop. We went up there, some high winds, tons of grass, but kind of got to know the lake. Did catch a 17-some-pound channel cat, which was cool. Beat up the ledges, beat up some shallow water. and really kind of drove around the town to kind of see a couple things. So didn't spend a ton of time on the water, but kind of got a lay of the land. So we're definitely going to be going back up there in a few weeks, hopefully. Maybe possible Twisted Cat Outdoors in 2026. So pretty excited about that. And then got back, and then I actually went fishing the next day in out of Montrose or in Pool 19, fished a little Channel Cat bar tournament with Nate Blint. And then it's just been nonstop. So
Purdue, I had to take that hoodie off because it is thick. It is warm. It's got like a, I don't even know what you call it. It's a thick.
Yeah, so we obviously,
fur
Striker's a big partner with us at Twisted Cat, and Rip and Lips got those hoodies made by Striker. So that's that new Barracuda, one of those. It's one of their new style hoodies, and they've been on back order for a while. So they came in and we shipped them to ATS to get that print on them. So probably won't be up for another week or so, but we'll have them up here pretty soon.
Yeah, they're really nice.
But they're super, super awesome hoodies. And we should have some new Twisted Cat stuff here pretty soon. The Alton Catfish Classic jerseys came in. Every angler gets a jersey, and then we'll have extras for sale after that. So yeah, I got a lot going on. And if you have questions about anything coming up, now is the best time to ask. We'll dive in really quick to the Alton Catfish Classic. And we got a bunch of great sponsors. But first, our buddy Alan Alioli with OLI Outdoor Services, Inc. If you've seen any of his marketing, I'm all about like marketing a brand and having some fun. But in my opinion, he has the best marketing of a brand.
We gotta step up our game.
We got to step up our game. I can't even show some of them, but I am going to show this one. So again, this is Alan Alioli with OLI Outdoor Services, Inc. And everybody's getting home. And we just want to show you this. So check out this quick vertical reel. It's really quick, but it's really funny. And then we're going to dive into Alton Classic the rest of October and what we're thinking for 2026. So check this out. Here we go.
I think we should call a profession. Oh no.
Honey, I am a professional.
This is a DIYer alert. There is a DIYer about to attempt something stupid.
Excuse me, sir. I need you to step out of the work zone, please. Don't worry, OLI's got this.
Now, what are we going to do next time?
Call OLI.
I think we should call a profession.
So that's like I said, he's got some awesome stuff. So big shout out to Alan with OLI to sponsoring the Alton Catfish Classic. Pretty pumped about that.
I hear you say that a lot. I am the professional.
I say that a lot.
Uh-huh.
I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm.
So Alton Catfish Classic. Oh, that ring! I'm telling you. Has anybody got a ring at their house?
I turned my notifications off.
Ooh, Kevin's got new flip flops.
I can't wait to see them.
What's up, Aaron? Can't wait for this tournament. It'll be my first tournament with you guys. See how it goes. JV fishing, cool. What's up, Zach? Okay, so Alton Catfish Classic is this weekend, October 4th, and right now I just checked my doorbell app. Oh. And let's talk about it. So, as everybody knows, Alton we love it, we have a love-hate relationship with boat ramps there. Maple Island got a bunch of work done. I think it took a month or two to get it going, and now water's low again. So we're dealing with Maple Island is. I'm gonna shut my phone off, I think. And I'm drinking some repeat coffee from uptown. What's up, Cole? But so back to the ramp situation. So Maple Island is like a rebar. There is, I mean, if you use Maple Island, good luck is all we can say. I don't even know that you can actually get a boat in there. So with that said, let me actually bring in the rules. Sharon. Share screen. Okay, so we'll bring in this real quick. And like I said, you go to the Twisted Cat Outdoors Facebook page, you hit 2025 tournaments, come down to Alton Classic. It brings you here where you got registration, host hotel, live results. And then here is how everything's playing down. Tournament date, October 4th, 6:30 to 3:30. Boats must be in the weighing line by 5, no exceptions. Mandatory captain's meeting for one contestant. So one participant from each team must attend the mandatory meeting October 3rd from 5 to 7. And that's going to be just like last year at the Flock at 210 Ridge Street in Alton. And then live well takeoff and live wells is a little bit different. Check-in will be in the amphitheater parking lot. We call it the amphitheater parking lot, but it's at the farmers market where we always meet, which we'll talk about that and go over that very specifically Friday night. And then boats will be staged. So we're going to stage boats, something new that we're doing for some of these bigger tournaments. And we're looking at implementing this completely at every tournament for next year. So launch and leave time. So boats 1 through 25 will be staged in a certain area that we will show you Friday night. We'll have a map drawn out, with color, orange, maybe. Boats 1 through 25 will park in this part of the lot. And at 4 a.m., they will all be able to leave. Boats 26 through 50 will park in another spot, and at 4:10 they will be able to leave. Boats 51 through 75 will leave at 4:20. So something to kind of help push early registration. We have 55 boats registered right now for the Alton Classic. I'm sure a few more will sign up. Same thing we're doing for the Bama Blues. Yes, it's going to be 4 a.m. for sure. So 4 a.m. which is early, but we want to be able to get, like I said, fishing times start at 6:30. So we just want to make sure we leave plenty of time, to get in boats and stuff in. Trailering boundaries, this will have to be updated. Again, once launched, there are no boundaries with the following specifications. The main boat ramp is going to be Alton Marina. As we've heard that everything was good. And like I said, I will be down there Wednesday evening to kind of start going over boat ramps and making sure logistically everything looks good. Mississippi River, any public ramp between downtown St. Louis and Grafton, Illinois. Missouri River, this will be changed to, instead of Columbia Bottoms, we've got Sioux Passage. So Columbia Bottoms and Sioux Passage, Mark got okayed, and they will be opening the gates at 4 a.m. at Columbia Bottoms and Sioux Passage. Illinois River, the furthest up is going to be Grafton, Illinois. Any accessible ramps that allow public launch is permitted. Teams are limited to a maximum of 3 people. Additional members are allowed only if they are 12 years old or younger and if the boat capacity is not exceeded. This will be a 3 fish limit per boat, channels, blues, and flatheads. You can only have 3 fish. No dead or foul hooked fish will be accepted. A maximum of 6 rods in the boat, or 6 rods in use. No limit of rods in the boat. No fishing or netting outside of the boat. No stringer, decoy, bags, or snagging allowed. So what this means is you cannot anchor up on a dike and get out of the boat and go fish, down the dike and have your stuff all spread out. You got to stay in the boat to catch your fish. Tournament boats must maintain 50 yards of distance when anchored and 50 feet while drifting. And then no culling of fish after the boat is loaded on the trailer. Next year, we're looking to make this no culling of fish, only having 3 fish. If it's a 3 fish limit, only 3 fish in the live well at a time. You got your sportsman and conduct, your additional rules, miscellaneous. You've got your lock and dam 27 restricted area picture here. Mel Price lock and dam restricted areas here. So just follow along on all that stuff. Like I said, just want to make sure everybody understands rules, regulations, lock and dams. You're more than welcome to lock through if you plan on locking through. Again, boat number will matter a lot with the ramp. So I'll get a for sure number. Downtown is going to be pretty iffy on how many boats will be able to go downtown. We just have to know Saturday morning, really, when we talk to the first 25 boats, we'll have a list. We just need to know Saturday morning where you're going so we can do a check mark. And then when we go to those ramps, we know we'll be able to make sure that that boat was there. Jake said, Jason's been watching the weigh-ins live. Always cool to see all the good fish. Yeah, thanks, Jason. Let's see. What else we've got showing this? Any questions so far? So Friday night will be fun. Everybody will get their jersey. We'll have some extras for sale. I know a lot of people are asking about if they can buy a jersey. And then, like I said, Alton Catfish Classic, we'll get the points updated. I don't know if we got. Let's pull the points up real quick. I know some people called this morning asking about points. And we did ask what people thought about where we're going. We will not be able to go to a ramp if too many boats are already launching there. Correct, Cole. We can't have 50 boats go downtown St. Louis. Okay. So let's share. Oh, that's not. Okay, here are the current points. Yeah, so Cole asked, so you will not be able to go to a ramp if too many boats are already launching there. Correct, absolutely. So here we go. Points are completely updated, and as you see, we've got Alton Catfish Classic, Savannah, and we have 3 tournaments left. And after those 3 tournaments, that's where we're going to get the top 50 anglers. Have you ever thought about Markatown in Missouri? No lock times. Okay, so right now, if you look, James Newingham, there's a tie. So in this case, technically for 50th, you'd have Jeff Hand, James Newingham, Joshua Newingham, Kevin Penrod, and Mike Bainey would sit at home unless he wants to come hang out. He would not make it. So as you can see, you've got a lot of teams that maybe have, you take like a Les Thompson, he's got a team of 3 that's got 191, 194, 195. They don't even have their 4th tournament in. Ruger and Justin, they've got a 194, 199, and 160. So you're going to see some teams this weekend jump into a 4th tournament. Last year, it was, this is going to get crazy. This is some pretty wild numbers. Craig Norris was 793. That's incredible. John, Kevin, Andy, Eddie, Joseph, John Thielen, Cassie, Mike, Donald Moore, Donnie, Aaron, Gerald, Joe. So you got some really good points up here. It's going to be very interesting to see what it takes. Catfish Grady, what happens if we're not in the 1 through 25 boats and you're supposed to be? Do you still get to pick your ramp if you're not in the 125 boats? You have to explain a little bit more. Like if you're like boat 50, so any questions you have on the points, I'll get this updated when you go to the website where you'll be able to click and it takes you right there. But just wanted to show everybody that. Remove that. So a couple things. Again, I think Catfish, Grady, or Lance, what you're asking is, if I'm boat 50 and 40 boats went to downtown St. Louis, which we're not going to allow 40, then you would not be able to go to downtown. So the goal is, I'm always stressed out about like there's enough room to get everybody in, and there always has been. You know, and with all this boat stuff, you know, Liz and I talked about having, you know, I don't know, we'll probably hit, I think we'll hit 60 boats, which is definitely like I'm boat 10, but don't, that was disgusting. Did you guys hear the dog just throw up?
She didn't throw it. She burped. Excuse you.
So I'm boat 10, but don't show up until boat 85. Like you're going to sleep in, Lance? Yeah, you will be good. I just, as long as I know that, you know, that morning where you're going. Okay, so back to what we were talking about. So for next year, let's kind of talk about next year a little bit. This year has been absolutely, would you say insane?
Meow, meow, meow. Like a Energizer bunny.
Energizer bunny.
Like you, it never
Non-stop.
stops.
I mean, just like
us. We don't stop.
I just had to take a breath just thinking about it. And October is going to be even worse. So like, you know, a couple things we've learned over the years, you know, we want to make quality events, not just tournaments, because each event that we do is more than just a tournament. And, you know, we're going to drop down some numbers as we're spreading out. And I know that's going to be rough for some people that, you know, wish that there was this tournament. You know, Alton in the spring has always been a really good tournament. So is the fall. But, you know, with the fall and all these tournaments that we've added, you know, you take, I mean, look at what we've just done. We did Burlington, which September's old. We've already got September erased in 2026 dates. But
well, September came and went. Like,
yeah, so we had a bunch of events in September. And then now in October, I mean, we just had New Madrid, had a weekend off, and we're going to go Alton, Savannah. We have 3 tournaments in the month of October, and then 2 weeks later have our championship. So within 6 weeks, we're having 4 tournaments, which is too much. It's too much for us. It's too much for the anglers. With that being said, I think, you know, we want to keep the Alton Classic alive. It's a really good event. There's a lot of you know, cool things with the trophy, the jerseys that not a lot of events do. It's a $500 entry, 100% payback. And the fall, we're always dealing with this low water stuff. So as of now, and I don't know that it's confirmed, if we continue to, you know, what our plan is erasing the spring Twisted Cat Alton and just making it the Alton Catfish Classic. So, you know, to give you an idea what that looks like is, so right now, what we have for January is January 3rd, Bama Blues 100 boat tournament max. So it's $1,000 entry, but it's 100 boats max, period. If we get 100, great. If we don't, we're at 50 boats right now, and it's not even October yet. January 31st, we're going to go to Lake Ray Hubbard in Dallas, Texas, in Garland. So we're going to have January 3rd, January 31st. In February, nothing. And in March, we'll be a part of the Sea Arc Owners Crappie Invitational, which is March 20th and 21st. So that puts us as looking like I said, that doesn't mean that we're none of this is 100%. This is like Liz and I talking with Mark McMurray. You know, doing 2 major events in a city is really hard because it's just you're drawing a bunch of people in the spring, and it's hard to go back in the fall, and there's so much going on. And plus, having 6 tournaments or 4 tournaments, 4 tournaments in 6 weeks is just insane. So, like I said, we're going to move. The plan is to move the Alton Classic and having 1 Alton tournament, making it big, one-time deal in the spring. That's looking to be March 28th. Could it be March 7th, March 14th? Maybe, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that if you're watching, what you think about that. Like I said, moving the Alton Classic to that springtime that we do the Twisted Cat, having just 1 Alton tournament. and it being in March, either the 7th, the 14th, or the 28th. The Sea Arc Owners Crop Invitational that we are a part of will be in Farmersville, Louisiana, the 21st. And then actually the next weekend after the 28th is Easter. So Easter falls super early this year. April 5th is Easter, so that first week of Easter. Mark Twain Lake, as much as I would love to, I don't unfortunately see us ever holding a major event on Mark Twain, just because there's not a lot of maybe in the future. We do Fishing for Freedom, which is going to be May 30th, May 29th and 30th. And that's about the only Mark Twain thing that we'll do. So yeah, let us know your thoughts on the moving the Alton Classic to spring, having just one Alton event. And like I said, we're going to be dropping. So as of right now, like I said, January 3rd, Bama Blues, January 31st, Lake Ray Hubbard in Texas. Nothing in February. March will be the Sea Arc Owners Crop Invitational, and then the Alton Catfish Classic. So that's 3 Twisted Cat events. April will be the Sea Arc Owners Catfish Invitational, and probably nothing in April and for Twisted Cat. And then May 2nd, no, Sunday, May 3rd is looking to be Fort Madison. Something that we haven't announced yet, but we've got some big announcement for Pekin, Illinois. Nothing in June. So then that means July, August, September, October, we got to figure out a few places that we want to go. Obviously, Perryville, Missouri is going to be on the schedule. Burlington, Iowa, Savannah, Tennessee. Hopefully we get back into Oklahoma, looking at a Missouri River. We won't be going back to Council Bluffs. So we're going to be looking, give us some ideas where you really want to see us on the Missouri River. Again, it's got to be a place that can hold a good amount of boats logistically. We've looked at Washington, Missouri. We've looked at Kansas City, Parkville, maybe even Sioux City. So, but definitely dropping a few. I think do we have 12? Let's look. Okay, so for this year,
We just did stop 10.
so Decatur, Garland, Alton, Fort Smith, Fort Madison, Pekin, Perryville, Muscatine, Council Bluffs, Burlington is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Holy crap. 15 Twisted Cat Outdoors event, plus 3 Sea Arcs. Almost 20.
Fishing for Freedom. And
So actually over 20 events that we put on this year, which is crazy. Wow. So we're going to be backing those down a little bit. Obviously, new matter to probably, like I said, we're just trying to make sense of everything that we can. Let me get back. Jake says not a lot of money. I'm not sure what, Jake, I've just seen your comment. I'm not sure what that refers to. Oh man, I guess I'm going to have to step up my anchor fishing game if the Classic is moving to spring. Fishing for Freedom. What about Fishing for Freedom on Truman Lake? I don't know anything about that event. KC, hopefully Lake Mendota. South Mississippi River. Yes, we are working on that actually. Maybe Texoma. Cole, we love New Madrid, man. It's just you've had a rough go there. And that's hey, you're due. 3rd time's a charm is what they say. So Parkville, yeah. So again, just to give you guys an idea, and again, for these events to run is a lot. Obviously you see the sponsors down here on this. Those are big sponsors that help support this to make it what it is. And obviously Liz, like I said, this weekend she'll get done teaching Friday afternoon and drive down to Alton. Same thing with Savannah. So it just takes a lot to put an event on. And anybody that we'd love to see some people step up and maybe start some events that we can help with. New Orleans would be cool. Cole's just right here all day instead of fishing. Yeah, huge shout out to Michael Purdue and the crew. I think Mosey's in the boat. They caught a 101 this weekend in Lake Texoma. So, like I said, the problem is you can have all these cities that we keep looking at, like it just, they add up quick. You know what I mean? So again, our goal is 8 to 10 really solid events with the championship. We're super excited about this championship, of course, but would y'all come fish them though? I don't know what that means.
If someone had events that and us come help them.
Yeah, I think, if we were to give us some advice is, we love fishing tournaments too.
The last 2 weeks we fished Randy and Mark Ford's tournament, and then you fished that one.
Is Hideaway boat ramp in bounds? It's a little down from Grafton. I'm not sure what Joe's referring to.
I would.
Joe, we know you would. We know what you're talking about. So, yeah. So, anyways, like I said, we're just looking at, big catfish in Lake Michigan. So, yeah. So, if there's people that want to, like I said, it's Watts Bartic Jack. We need like 3 other Twisted Cat trails, maybe. You do one, I do one.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's a whole nother trailer, a whole nother setup, a whole.
But no, we like I said, it's this, the tournament stuff and the event stuff is growing so fast. It's just hard to keep up, and we just want to do good events. And we know a lot of you that are following us. It's so tough, and I know I've talked to you a lot about. Like I said, 4 tournaments in 6 weeks, going from Alton, Illinois, Savannah, Tennessee, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Morgan City, Louisiana is insane. Stringer said he'd go to Texoma. So yeah, maybe a championship on Texoma. Championship? How would a championship in 1st of November do in Texoma? Boat ramps, Southern Mississippi are less than desirable for a few between commercial boats. Just don't want little boats there. I think that Morgan City is going to be put on the map after the championship. What do you think?
I'd love for it to be.
Well, maybe even our map.
Just can it be? Is there a way it can be the end of May to beginning of August though? I mean, that's when we went and we still had a good time fishing.
Yeah, Brian,
I got to take like 3 days off work.
Those Texas boys said you can't catch fish in Morgan City, Louisiana in the summertime when it's
we caught everything
on a lake that's max depth is 8 foot, and and the water temp was 94 degrees, like bath water. Remember, I washed my hands and I go, oh crap, that's stupid. Not because of the disease,
just put your hands
because of what's in that water. Like it was, I was a quick hand wash.
Alex would, if he fell in on accident, he'd walk on water. You would.
Oh, if I fell in down there, especially in that lake or anywhere on the Chaffalaya, I wouldn't even get wet. I'd be back in the boat.
Like one of the cartoon characters.
Yeah. But no, so we went down there in July, right after Vicksburg. We went down there, did a podcast on live on the water, and absolutely destroyed 36 and a 38-pound blue in 94-degree water in 5 foot of water, 94 degrees. Brian Sanama said, you can't catch catfish in Texas in the summer. You can't catch them in Morgan City. So Morgan City is a special place for sure.
We're excited for people to go there.
I'd love to see Texoma as well, but big fish are challenging. Well, Devin, we don't want it to be not challenging and too easy. The river is, I don't know, they say it's brackish, but you don't really taste salt. It didn't mess anything up. I mean, it's
October 1st.
That's this year or last year?
Oh shoot, that's probably like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Fudd says you guys are twinning.
It's a nice shirt, isn't it, Fudd?
So any other questions? Like I said, if you have questions about any of these events coming up, there's so many. That's what's cool about what we're doing is, yes, it's the Alton Catfish Classic, but there's so many other things that are part of it that we try to make it a fun event. From, you've got to also put yourself there, like, be able to relax and chill. Come hang out at the flock, have some food, drinks, play some bags, talk with some people. And Saturday is going to be super fun. We're going to really have a blast. The weigh-in is always huge. We have a huge crowd. Then you go to Savannah, Tennessee. A lot of you missed it because Saturday night they had some, what do you call like a guy that just plays guitar? Like just like a solo guy. So Daryl Worley's son, I think it's Daryl Worley's son, will be there Friday night at the captain's dinner, and two other in Savannah. I know it sucks, so I'll do a live or something.
I always miss.
But these kids are amazing.
But you know what I did miss?
What?
Jamie Johnson.
That's too early. Just stop it.
Too early.
Too early.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Too early. So Jamie canceled, but hey, the Twisted Cat show went on. So Savannah, Tennessee will be awesome event, fun event, really cool setup. And then Keystone, that's a really fun event because we get to weigh at a restaurant bar on the water.
Everything
right
is
on
There's
the water.
a little store. There's bathrooms, the docks, the view, food, drinks. Awesome. Everything's great. No, he won't cancel. He was there last year. Wasn't he? Yeah. I wasn't, but he was there.
Yeah, Sean, that's true. We got hit hard this year. That's why we're looking at possibly. So Sean said, if you want the crowd at Alton, some of the crowd. So we had a big crowd at Alton for our spring event. She had probably 10 of them with her family.
I was gonna say, like,
but they were in like.
It was
coats.
freezing.
It was so cold. A lot of people couldn't stay. So I think that's maybe one of the reasons we push it back to March 28th. I think the 28th just looks good for a date, but we don't know. We're just, like I said, we want to hear the feedback from you anglers that are fishing and supporting us, like what you really want to see. We want to just keep building and making things better. But like I said, with that said, it's just too tough to have acoustic guitarists. Richard said that's a good idea.
That's what he was. Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin, we really do. A lot of those people that we noticed that came to the Classic last year were really there for the tournament, and then after that was done, they left.
And also, they're doing like big drawings for the spectators too, which.
Yes, we're going to do some cash drawings for the spectators. We did a couple $100 drawings in Burlington, which was fun. So, but yeah, like I said, we've obviously got to have your support to continue this series and everything that we do, and go the places that we want to go. 1,000 people are mad at you for moving it from August to October. Moving it to March definitely threw them for a loop.
Only you, Cole.
More ramps down south available from downtown boat ramp would be amazing. Zachary, to give you an idea, like we had some good movement before COVID, and COVID has really shut that down, but we're trying to get back at that. We're doing some regulation talk. So we've got emails working with the state of Illinois. Actually, one of the guys lives in my hometown to try to really work on the fish hauling, the commercial stuff going to Pay Lakes. with that, we're also working at boat ramps, because the issue is on the Illinois side, you got to go to Chester to get to a boat ramp. So our goal is to facilitate a lot of that things. And like I said, it's so tough, especially when we lose Maple Island. That just kills us, because then you got to go to Columbia Bottoms or Sioux Passage downtown. Even working with some of the city people downtown, I don't know that we'll have a downtown boat ramp in 5 years, maybe even less. Any lake could humble anyone on any given day. It's fishing. Pro tip for Keystone: a lot of them big marks might be paddlefish, and they don't bite shad. So yeah, no, like I said, we got a lot going on the next month and a half. It's going to go really, really fast, and we got a really, really good crew to help support that. And obviously, everybody, all of you on here that watches our Monday night, we have 67 on Facebook watching, which is crazy. When we started this like a year or two ago, I had no idea what I was getting into. We miss a few, like we're traveling here and there, but we try to get every Monday. We try to get some fun people on. We had the professional Dieter Melhorn on last Monday night. Had a really good chat with Dieter. Just looking to get some people on to bring value to the anglers. Like I said, Allison with Morgan City will be on next Monday night, and that'll be fun. We're going to do some videos and pictures in the show, kind of talking about the area. We are able to lock through. You are absolutely able to lock through on your own. You just got to be careful about that. But yeah, so super excited for the Alton Classic. And then Savannah, Tennessee, Keystone Lake, Morgan City, and then it's rock and roll, get everything. Like I said, you're going to start seeing, let me show. Okay, I'm going to share this one more time. So this is, and for those watching, this is a little hint. Not that you need a hint, but as you go to the main page, you click on 2025 tournaments, boom, they're all here. If you click on 2026 tournaments, as we get them confirmed, this is hitting the skip. They're going to hit right here first. Boom. You heard it here. Boom. First. So you're going to start seeing tournaments here. Kind of like a little teaser if you're looking for tournaments. Right here is what you want to hit. And like I said, another teaser, I really don't think they're going to look like this next year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 15.
That over here, whoops. This is going to be stopping about right there on 26.
Yeah. So if you guys like some events, like I said, you got to let us know. Hit us hard. We got 2 dead set, January 3rd, January 31st. Like I said, as long as we get some approval, we're going to have one Alton this year and 26, which will be the Classic, we hope, but that'll be in March. So be prepared for that. And another big thing that we are announcing, anything else that we haven't talked about?
What are you about to announce? I was going to say something.
That the slow drip black coffee at Repeat is pretty solid.
Yeah. The Lotus is better because it's all gone. Well, what else were you really going to announce?
So a couple things that are cool is, as anybody that's been a part of the Alton Catfish Classic, Bluff City Outdoors is behind it, Hanley Simmons, Conroy. There's a lot of things that help that needle move, making those giant trophies, filling the tank up, having the fish haulers from Arkansas come to make sure the fish are good and healthy. But this year, Weber Chevrolet and Ford is also announcing that if you catch a Missouri state record, you're going to win a brand new truck. So I know that sounds, well, that's impossible. Well, October in that area, it's not impossible. Not at all. Not at all. as we continue to build on this, how that works is kind of like a hole-in-one. So, you know, it starts with the Missouri State record. And what my goal is, would love to see it if you catch 3 fish, hit 200 pounds, you win a truck. So with the support of you guys, fishing it, continuing to grow it, that's where I want to get it to where we're giving a truck away. And somebody called and said, you know what, I'll even do something to add to that. So let's bring in our special guest, none other than Mr. Josh Roth. What's up?
Not much. How's it going?
Oh, dude, it's going really good. It's a Monday night. We're live, and we get to talk to you. I wish we had Rhett's. Oh, they're in his room.
I posted them.
Yeah,
so like this.
They're like that, but
yeah,
they're much cooler because they got a note from you.
Yeah, he's got the shad. Yeah, I'm sitting here as I've been backstage putting together a bunch of lures to stock up for Mark's shop. He didn't have any of the 5-inch glides, and he didn't have any of the bluegill colors. I'd sold out of those before he took my inventory. So he said, when you get time, can I get a few of these? I was like, yep, okay, sure. So I'll be stocking him back up. So any of the bass fishermen, probably not many on here, but we'll be stocking him up with bass lures, the glide baits, and the 5, 6s, and 7s next week at the Classic. But no, I thought that was pretty cool that the Weber dealership was kicking in on the state record deal for a new truck. If somebody sets the Missouri state record, probably a lot of the people that are already on this pod know what's going on. I did release a video the other day and tagged a couple interested parties on there. I have decided that as my company, River's Edge Reproductions, we have done the Missouri and Illinois state records, as well as the current world, all are on display at Bluff City Outdoors. If somebody catches a new Missouri or Illinois, I'll lower the bar to 118 and some change. If somebody sets either state record this weekend, I'll do a free mount for them. And that's a retail value of probably $2,300 because you're talking 58, 59-inch fish on that. So nice little carrot out there for somebody.
Man, well, thank you so much for doing that. You know,
yeah, no problem.
I don't have a mount from you yet. It's gonna happen one of these days, but Liz will probably get one before me because I'm always the net man. But yeah. How many mounts would you say you've done now? You've done some tournament guys too, haven't you?
I've got a lot.
I mean, how many mounts like in the catfish world? I mean, it seems like, you know, we got you did the CR or the Arkansas state record, and we put it at the CR at the factory right when you walk in. That was a cool mount. You had the skipjack you did, and then the Arkansas state line. You did the
Bills, Georgia.
Yeah.
Yep. I did Bill Dances, George Young Juniors. I've done multiple piebalds, fully leucistic, white catfish. I've done several true albinos with the red eyes. I've actually got an albino on the bench over here right now. I'm going to probably primer tomorrow and take to Ohio with me next week. I've got it's like a 70-pound flathead that came out of the Missouri close to the Nebraska and southern Iowa junction. Man, I'll be honest, because I had one of the taxidermy suppliers that I buy eyes from the other day. He goes, you do a lot of crappie? I said, honestly, I probably do 70% trophy catfish. I was like, you need to make catfish eyes, Steve. So actually, Tom is going to try to help out with that this weekend at the Classic. Tom's going to have one of his close range cameras, and we're going to try to get some good close-ups of some eyes for some from some of the catfish that are going to be there in the holding tank. So hopefully I can get that to my guy that's up in, I think he's either in South or North Dakota, I forget. But if he has a good high quality image of an eye, he can actually start making commercial eyes for him. So pretty happy about that.
Let me pull up one of your deals here just so people. So we also got you can explain this while I'm pulling up a picture of it. So Mike Purdue just caught 101 pound. Mike, what was the weight on that thing on Lake Texoma this last weekend? And guess what Roddy caught it on? Ripping lips, baby. So you tell them kind of what you need. Let's say that I'm out there right now tonight and I catch one and I want to get it mounted. What do you need to make that happen?
Length and weight, and if you can get girth, that's fine too. What kind of stinks right now, the trend that I'm seeing is guys are catching, well, a lot of the fish are kind of skinny for how long they are. I had a guy a couple weeks ago put a deposit down on, I forget, it was like a 58 or 59-inch catfish, but it only weighed like 96 pounds. That usually should be in like the 115 plus category. Hey, there's Bill's fish right when you walk in the pyramid. And it's probably just a bunch of, you'd probably be better off there to say, look at my business page, because I've got a lot of other junk on there right now. My daughters are in volleyball and travel sports.
Yeah, so
right
definitely
now.
check this page out to like, I think until people, like we talked about, until people see in person, like how insane this stuff is. I mean, you can't, I mean, look at that.
Yeah, that's actually the West Virginia state record catfish. It was caught by Stephen Price, Catch the Fever. He caught it on a Catch the Fever rod, and they paid to have that one done. That one is, I did that one for Monty Bond. I think he's doing like a Dragon Masters display down there in Texas with that one. I actually got the North Carolina state record blue cat this morning. I got a deposit on that job. And then the unofficial Louisiana state record, I was in contacts with potential customer on that one. Should be getting that one most likely tomorrow. So, and I've got the Ohio state record fish on the books. That younger girl, Jalen Parker, that caught that fish on a jug. Whether people agree with it or not, you know, is what it is. But yeah, there's Bill.
But I mean, so it's not just the fish though. I mean, you got to talk about, I mean, that's, look at this. That's more than just the fish. I mean, look at the stand that you did was incredible.
Yep. So like Bill's display right there, there's actually a Mennonite gentleman over kind of by Wren Lake in Illinois that does incredible carpentry work. And he built that pedestal. He doesn't have a Facebook page, obviously, or a website. Like he has paper brochures, but the North Carolina state record fish that I'm going to be doing, we're doing a pedestal mount, kind of like Bill's. But yeah, I built all the habitat that's in Bill's mount. Those were some hand painted eyes I did for a sheep's head. For that fish is actually going to be in the 2026 McKenzie taxidermy catalog. That was a new blank for 2025, but nobody had done one, so they sent me one. There was that was a 100+ pound tagged spoonbill from.
I mean, that looks real. That's incredible.
That's really neat.
That's incredible, man.
We probably could have took that one up below the Alton Dam and got some looks in April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. So I am going to get one made one of these days. Like I said, this stuff is awesome. Now this, we could probably get made here pretty soon.
Mine's going to be, my order is getting put in by
Liz said she's ready to
Thanksgiving
get
or
one put in
Christmas.
by Thanksgiving.
So that was one, my friend Ben Minkle at Cedar Falls Tactical out in Bonne Terre, he scooped that like 10-foot lemon shark up on Marketplace, and he asked me if I could fix a few nicks on it. I was like, you can't really just like blend. I said, because there's layers of color on there. I said, why don't we, because he was talking about hanging it up in front of his tackle or his bait and tackle shop. And I said, if you're going to hang it up, let's make it look like a dead fish that's like hung up at a pier. So he kind of gave me the green light to do whatever I wanted on that shark. But I tell you what's going to happen. Liz is going to see my booth at CatCon, and she's going to see the shoulder mount of my 8.5-foot nurse shark that I caught a couple years ago fishing on the beach, because I should be picking that up in probably the next month and a half or so, the blank for that. I'll have that done and have that on display at CatCon. She's going to see that. She's going to want her nurse shark done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin's also asking, what info do you need to make a mount? Picture, specific measurements. So yeah, so pictures, measurements. I mean, the more stuff. Now, did you make a mount for a fish from the Alton Classic?
Jordan Collins caught the big fish last year. Was that correct? Was that the big fish last year? I know he caught a 100+ pounder. He is on the books. He put some money down right after that, and I've been working with him. But yeah, that one is on the books, and it'll get done at some point. So
yeah, so he caught one at that was the spring Alton.
Was it 100.0?
What was it? 100 point? No, it was 103, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, Yeah, and we're actually going to do a really cool display for him on that because I think he caught it on gizzard shad. So his idea was to have it chasing like a school of like 5 gizzard shad. So we're gonna do all that. It should be pretty neat. We got a piece of wood and everything picked out for it. So and yeah, Mac Monita, he's got me doing his big fish from the Vicksburg MRM event, and holy cow, that guy caught another or helped out catch a 123. What was it yesterday? Day before?
Mac, we gotta have a little conversation about what you're doing on how you're catching these big ones. Okay.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, congrats to him on that. That's pretty solid.
Congrats, man. Insane. Then what about so we measured Caleb McAdams.
Mm-hmm.
Is he getting one done yet?
I haven't heard anything from him.
So
and I felt like we had talked to. Well, his name came up the last time I was on here too, and I think he was in the chat. And I may have spoke with him at some point, but nothing ever concrete on it.
Yeah, so I mean, so I know like measuring it and good pictures. The pictures are what's cool because, like, how you did, like, if it's got the what do you call that little tag deal on that spoonbill?
Yeah, like that lip ring on there, like the wound around that lip ring piercing on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Stephen Price's fish that I'm holding in that video, there's probably some pictures of it. I know there's some pictures of it on my Facebook page. That one had a couple pretty neat distinguishing marks on it too. The pectoral fin was a little wounded on it, and it had some dark marks kind of on the upper jaw on it and a few on the side of it. And I put all those back on there too. And my dad, what's that?
Oh, go ahead. No, keep going. I'm listening.
Oh, I was just going to say, whenever we were down there for the Memphis MRM, I got a chance to go out in a boat with a couple different people. And the first day we went out with Anthony Brown, and my dad, who does not catfish at all, he caught a 60 pounder, and my PB at the time was only like 42, and he caught this 60. And it was funny because I probably could have grabbed the rod, but we had a chunk of carp on there that was like 2 fist sizes. And when I saw that rod go off, I pointed at him, was like, no, you go grab that one. And he's like, well, it doesn't feel that big. I mean, it feels decent, but it didn't feel that big. And apparently I said this on video because Anthony and Leslie saw it later. I apparently said that, well, it could be a 60 coming right at him. Well, about halfway through the fight, that thing started to dig. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, it does feel pretty good. And then I saw Anthony's rod folded over, and that fish was digging upstream under the boat. And we got it up, and it was 60 on the nose, but that was pretty cool. But I caught a 55 last week, so I got closer to him, at least.
That's awesome. Let me play this video so everybody can see this. So
yeah.
Here's a video of Josh announcing what he's going to do.
Hey, this is Josh with River's Edge Reproductions in St. Genevieve, Missouri. I'm actually sitting here with the West Virginia state record catfish caught by Stephen Price, and seeing what Weber Ford and GMC decided to do for the Alton Catfish Classic next weekend. I decided to hop on board and get on the bandwagon. I've already done the Missouri and Illinois state record catfish. You can see them on display at Bluff City Outdoors. But if anybody breaks either state record this weekend at the Alton Catfish Classic, Missouri or Illinois, I will throw in a free mount of that fish for the lucky angler that catches it. So good luck to everybody out there this weekend, and we'll see you at the weigh-in.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, and I knew what I was going to say. The reason I brought up Dad's fish, the left main whisker coming off, forked off on his fish, which was super cool. His fish was really dark, and every fin on that fish was tore up. So I'm going to do a mount of it eventually. So like on a fish like that, get good pictures of all that stuff if you want that incorporated into it. And, I'll put all that right back into it just like I saw it. Like I've got this 70-pound flathead over here, and the dorsal fin was all tore up on it in the picture. So I got the Dremel out and was cutting on it earlier.
So are you part-time, full-time? Where are you at with your business?
Full-time since December 6th of 2024. I have not worked a claim for the insurance industry since December 5th. Well, I officially quit about 4 months ago, but I was on leave for a little while just to kind of test drive the car before I bought it. That way, if things weren't working, I could still go back. But we're here. We're painting fish.
And you love it. And you're amazing at it. So
there's days I love it. There's days I don't love it because, you know, whenever you're working, you know, whatever job it is, whether it's, you know, for an insurance company or for, you know, even, you know, Sea Arc boats or whatever, if you have a problem at like your level, Alex, you could probably ask somebody above you, hey, you know, how do I resolve this? Somebody that's, you know, been there for a while. If I have an issue here, it's like, I got to figure it out. I had some issues with a new product that I was using to try to cast and mold some fish a few weeks ago. Well, it's been about a month or so ago. But yeah, I knew there was going to be a little bit of a learning curve on it. But man, it ate up way more time than I thought it was going to. And it kind of put me behind on some stuff. But we're powering through it. We got it figured out. Thankfully, the company that supplies that product had, you know, some really good tech support and worked my way through it. But whenever you're working your way through problems like that, you know, you're losing your time and money and materials on that. So you try to mitigate that stuff as much as you can.
Dude, and it just seemed, I don't know when our last podcast was, but you were talking about going full time and you were nervous. And dude, it's so cool now. Fast forward to today, like how soon? Let's give him a thumbs up. Some you're getting to do, follow your passion, man. Like that is so awesome. So congratulations to you, man.
Thanks, appreciate it.
I mean, it's like I said, and you gotta, you know, it's cool seeing you do a bunch of these guys catching these big fish. That, like I said, it's super awesome. We're super pumped and
definitely a talent. That's awesome.
Yeah, like I said, no, like if I went down the path you're going down, the only people that would buy my mounts are people that really, really liked me because it was not. I don't know.
You can't
but
paint a stick figure.
Yeah, it would be bad. But dude, your stuff is awesome. We knew you were gonna be on your own here pretty soon, so that's so awesome. Super.
I can show you some of these lures. Some of it's finger painting, Alex.
Well,
I don't think he'd still succeed.
We could do a walkthrough on some of these lures.
Yeah, maybe just like red, like dude, they're so cool. And then like the fact, like you might not think it's important now. Like so, I'll make a post on Twisted Cat sometime. But so Josh wrote a note on the back of these bass lures for Rhett, and they're like, I don't even want them to open them. I'm like, dude, these are so like you pick one of them, and then the other one like you can't use. It just can hang on the shelf.
Well, Josh wrote on it like referring to Rhett Flair video, and then signed by Josh. I mean, he's got like a celebrity signed and a note from him. He thinks, you know, so that's just really cool.
Yeah, no, that's super cool.
I don't know about a celebrity. I'm just a regular guy out here just painting plastic fish.
Yeah, he doesn't ask about a lot of people these tournaments. He goes, is Josh going to be there? And is Bill Dance going to be there? Who else did he ask? Oh, and Godwin. He goes, is Godwin, Bill Dance, or Josh?
So I put that in celebrity.
Yeah.
Up there, Josh.
Yeah. I tell you, whenever we were at Memphis, I actually got the opportunity to go out in the boat with Bill on the Friday before the event. That was pretty cool because whenever we were at Vicksburg and loading his fish up, he said, yeah, you need to come to Memphis. You know, I want to show you where your fish is going to go with the pyramid whenever I'm gone, and, you know, hop in the boat with us and come fishing. So it's like, I'm going to have to twist my arm, buddy. So Dad and I got a chance to go out in the boat, and I tell you, it was so funny from the moment we pulled up because Bill's down there at the marina and there's a rope hanging in the water and Jeff Dodd's pulling the boat around to come pick up Bill or pick us up. And Bill looks at me and he goes, hey, watch this. So Bill grabs this wet rope and just flips it over the windshield of Jeff's boat, and it just smacks him like right in the face, and he just starts shaking his head. And those two were just going at it all day. It was so much fun watching those guys. And then Bill would be sitting there telling you a story, and he'd say, yeah, you know, we've fished this river, you know, back 6 years ago. You see that tree over there? There's a really big hole. And he'd get into a story pointing at this tree to get you to turn your head and look. And then whenever you look, he'd slap your rod so you think you got a bite because we were sitting there bumping. And I had never caught a fish bumping before, so I didn't know what it felt like. So, of course, then I'm, you know, reeling up trying to catch a fish that ain't there. and realized what happened. So then, you know, about an hour later, Bill was doing something and he was just sitting there bumping and he was looking off to the right. So I reached over and was going to knock his rod, but he looked up right as I was reaching over. He caught me. He busted me. I didn't get him, but it was still cool.
Yeah, he's good at throwing water on you too when you're not watching.
Yeah, or shooting straw wrappers at you across the table.
No, I do. I ate dinner with him last year and out at Will's in Vicksburg, and Will cooked a paper towel. He fried a paper towel, and Bill thought it was some chicken. So Bill was eating paper towel, but you were there when
I have a whole video of it. Yeah.
Was it breaded at least? So at least it looked like it was.
Yeah, no,
it looked
not
like
paper
a whole
towel.
chicken.
Yeah, it looked like a chicken until he ate in it, and then it's hilarious.
That's awesome. That's too funny.
So yeah, well, we're super excited. Are you gonna? What about Perryville? I mean, that's kind of your backyard. We're gonna go back there next year. I'm not sure on a date, but hopefully you can set up and hang out with us.
I'd say not July 4th weekend. I know you guys had it 4th of July the last 2 years, and after coming, I'll be honest, this year was the first year I've actually gone to catfishing tournaments, going to the 2 MRM events, and I think I told you at Vicksburg, I was like, man, these are freaking cool. Like, I'm gonna start going to more of these, and you know, I'm going to go to the weigh-in. I'm going to take my daughter to the weigh-in, show her the big fish and stuff up here at Alton, but definitely want to do that at Perryville more. And I would love to set up a booth and just put some fish on display. Like you said, that way the public can actually see these, because you can only see so much of the detail on these in person. Like that fish I did for Mac Manita that you showed pictures of earlier, I'll be honest, I've probably done 50 plus blue cats. And that one that I did for Mac, probably top 2 of my favorite that I've done, just because the colors on that thing are just absolutely gorgeous. Whenever he showed up at Memphis to anyone to take a look at it, so you know what, Mac? I don't know if I'm going to sell this to you. I like this fish too much. It's too dang pretty. But, you know, you go to like a Bass Pro Shop, with the exception of Memphis, where mine's at, and you look at, like, you go to the one at St. Charles, and right by the fish tank, there's that great big, it's a 58-inch blank, and it's from Warren's Taxidermy. I know exactly which blank it is. I've used that same blank, but when you look at that one, there's maybe 3 or 4 colors on that fish. Whenever I paint a catfish, it doesn't even matter if it's a super dark blue cat. There's still bare minimum, probably 12 to 14 colors or more on them, just depending. But, you know, that's how you give it that depth and that detail and make them look a lot more real than just, you know, something kind of cartoony that's up there just to be a big fish up on the wall.
Yeah, no, it's amazing stuff. We appreciate everything you do, and like I said, doing this, you know, Alton's a place for that to happen. You know, I always talk, you know, Alton Sluggo is known for giants, and this is this the 11th or 10th year? I keep forgetting.
I don't know.
It's terrible. You think I know? Maybe last year was year 10, so maybe this is the 11th. But anyways, we've weighed 400 or 500-pound fish. Every one of them have came in that area. The first one we ever weighed was 103. It was literally caught right at the confluence by Justin Wolf, and then then we had almost 3 in a row out of Alton. You know, right where the Missouri, the Illinois, the Mississippi all come together. That area is just so unique. You know what I mean? And just a lot of big fish. There's a lot of big fish that get caught on that stretch. Actually, Mark has a bunch of pictures where they were caught. I think the Illinois state record where that one was caught, and he knew that guy. So pretty cool stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
Tim Pruitt. It was like right below the dam from what I thought.
Well,
maybe
Tim was at the Classic last year.
Was he?
And when we weighed a fish, we were kind of messing with him. But I mean, what's that Illinois? Is it 118?
I think it's 118. Yeah. What's wild is the Illinois, the Missouri, and the world record catfish, as far as like length and weight or length and girth go, they're all within like an inch of each other, length and girth wise. But, you know, one was 118. I think Missouri's 131, and the world was what, 143 out of Bugs Island. Guess it all just depends on what's in their belly whenever they got weighed.
Do you think it's the time of year too is a big effect?
I don't know. I joke, I don't catch enough big fish to know. I just paint them.
We just, weighing fish a lot over the years, we're pretty good at kind of guessing them pretty close when we weigh them.
Yeah.
It's tough. When you start getting above like 60, 70, they're all so different. Like you take a couple hundred, like there's 100-pound fish we weighed in Alton that almost wasn't much longer than our bucket, but it was just just
its lip was
huge, like just real round. And then we weighed one that was like, I don't know if it was a 103, and it was almost like the bucket and a half, but it wasn't very girthy, if that's the word to say. But it's just like I said, there's a lot of, like, the way they look when you get above 60, just it's hard to tell what a fish can weigh sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and kind of going back to those 3 fish and how their measurements were almost identical, but weights were so different. You almost wonder if you get a real big fish that's eating a lot of bony trash fish, a lot of like carp and buffalo and stuff that have a lot more weight per, they're a lot more dense on there, as opposed to something that's maybe just eating a lot of shad, a lot of soft body stuff. Maybe that's why they weigh more. I don't know. That's all pure speculation.
Yeah,
but
I think Jordan Collins's fish, I mean, a month after could have been 20 pounds heavier.
Yeah, and that was a pretty fat fish too.
Yeah, but it just looked like it could still, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know, a lot to learn. Like I said, what about channel cats? What's your biggest channel cat you've ever done?
Oh man, I did a shoulder. The first ever fish mount I did under my LLC was a shoulder mount on, I think, like a 16 or 17-pound channel cat from a guy real close to Wisconsin, real close to where you guys were. I've got another one on the books that I'm doing for my buddy Abel. He's out in Indiana, and I want to say it's like 12 or 13 pounds, doing a full body mount on it. I think I'd have to double check what the measurements are, but yeah, it was pretty decent size channel cat. And you know what's even the Missouri state record channel cat? Isn't it like 30 pounds or something? Low 30s?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's probably
you know what? Somebody catches a state record channel cat this weekend too. Why not? We'll throw that on there. We'll open it up to blues, flatheads, or channels. If any of the state record fish are broke at this, on any of the 3 main species. 34 pounds 10 ounces in for channel. I thought it was something pretty unattainable, because I can remember talking to some of the Catch the Fever guys a while back about this lake house in mid-Missouri, and they're like, well, how are the channel cats? And I'm like, the channel cats are big, but like our state record channel cat's a freaking giant, and I don't see us getting 30+ pound channel cats in this
lake. That was
lake.
back in 1974.
Yeah.
I wonder if that wasn't a blue that they thought was a channel.
Well, wouldn't it be the first time that's happened? Not in Missouri, but what's that other state? Isn't there another state where their channel cat record's like 50 pounds or something? It's like,
I want to say it's Arkansas. Arkansas's got a ridiculous channel cat.
Yeah, I don't know that there's a 50.
You get about 30 pounds, and channel cat is like, I mean, that's
38 pounds.
38-pound channel cat.
That's a giant.
Is that? I think, is that the picture?
Wasn't there a state though where it was like 50 or something?
That's West Virginia.
Oh, well.
Come on, Sony.
He's got a weird tail on him. Yeah, there it is.
It's hard to tell. I can't really zoom on it.
Yeah, what's the world record? Illinois record is 40.
Holy cow! 40-pound channel cat. I actually had the Army Corps of Engineers from over there in Illinois reach out to me about a month ago. They're supposed to get back with me shortly. The former Illinois state record flathead came out of Carlisle Lake, and I guess they're redoing the Welcome Center over there maybe. And they had the amount of that fish on display, and they want me to do another one because it's pretty old. Because I think that record was from like 95. It's been broke since then, but they want to have a display of that particular fish.
Yeah, David Shipman just said that. So world record channel cat is 58 pounds, caught on Santee Cooper Reservoir in South Carolina by W.H. Whaley on July 7th, 1964, and holds the IGFA all-tackle world record for the species. The record has stood for nearly 60 years. Though there was some debate at the time if that fish had been misidentified as a blue cat. 58-pound channel cat is nuts.
I don't know. Yeah, it is. If it is a channel, I don't know. That's just something where it just seems so unattainable, in my opinion. Because like, what's a big one up in Canada where they're catching all those giants up there in Canada? Like 40 pounds?
Red River.
Yeah, in the Red River, like 40, 45 pounds.
Yeah, I'm gonna be putting in some time on Mendota, and I'm gonna be going to the red. I'm gonna try to get at least a 30. My goal for 2026 is a 30-pound channel cat.
What part of Wisconsin's Lake Mendota in?
Madison, just on the south end.
Okay, because I'm probably actually heading up that way in the next month or so. I've got a bunch of fish blanks I got to pick up in southern Minnesota and then Wisconsin as well. It's stupid. It's actually more cost effective for me to drive up there with my trailer and pick all these up than what it is for them to ship them to me, because, well, the other thing is too, I'm going to have probably a dozen fish that are pushing 5 foot long. So by the time you figure freight for all that, so what I'll do is I'll take my enclosed trailer. I got a cot. I'll just park in a Love's parking lot and sleep, but I'll fish in a couple different spots along the way on the Wisconsin River. I went up there last time and got into some sauger, some little smallmouth, and I caught a bunch of bass. But that was before I started these glide baits. I like to get into some northern pike or some walleye while I'm up there.
Yeah.
But won't have my boat though.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I really like catching big channel cat. You know, a lot of 10 to 14 pound we catch up in pool 19, but you know, we're gonna, like I said, don't forget to invite me. I've got hookups close to the Red River, Timiado. Yeah, the Red River, I don't know if it's as good as it used to be, but you know, like I said, it's I talked to a guy that does a lot of our clothing.
Yeah.
And he lives in Michigan on some river. I can't remember what. He was talking about, like some of the channel cats he's caught fishing for walleye, which is pretty interesting. So
yeah, I think channel cat pound for pound are probably the hardest fighter.
Yeah, you know, the first, so we caught one fish and we had a giant takedown. We were dragging a ledge, kind of sideways wind, and we didn't get to it fast enough. I think, I don't know, Liz was half
was laying
asleep.
down and you said, get it.
Yeah, because I always want her to get it. And
I didn't get up quick enough.
I'm talking the rod buried like sideways, pulling a little bit of drag. And she had it on for just a few seconds and then it came off. But she was pulling, like the way the planer board broke, she was pulling the weight of the planer board. And I thought it was still on there. Wasn't.
Well, like halfway there, I still got a rod tug. You got that on video.
Yeah. But listen, you know how you always like, I've never seen a channel cat slime a line before. And there was slime on this line. I don't know. It could have been a 5-pound channel cat, but it was super, I don't know. Like I'm ready to go back up there and beat it up again. Adam said 36 or 37 in a kayak tournament 2 months ago in Sandusky. Yeah.
In a kayak tournament? Holy cow.
Oh, yeah. That's a giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Lake Erie is even another place you might see twisted cat in the future. All right. Well, anything else you got? Anything else you got, Josh? We appreciate you doing that, and
yeah, not a problem.
It's a big deal, man. We're super excited for the Alton Classic this weekend downtown, or actually at the amphitheater. If you're watching, you're close to the area, come hang out. We're gonna do some cash giveaways, have some merch for sale, and you're gonna see some big fish. Big fish. Last year we weighed 100.05.
Yeah, because the last number didn't fill out the
Yeah.
new one. Yeah.
Which is a giant. And when you see that fish in person, it's just unreal. Pictures don't do justice. Just like on your mounts, pictures don't do justice.
Yeah, I'm excited to check it out. Should be a good time. My daughter's excited too.
Yeah, no, it's going to be very fun. Well, man, I appreciate you very much for being on and hanging out with us. Again, if anybody has any questions, you can still register for the Alton Classic Friday night at the captain's meeting. And we got a lot of stuff coming up. And then before we get off, we'll play the New Madrid, Missouri recap Twisted Cat Outdoors event. And then we will see everybody this weekend in Alton, Illinois. Josh, thanks for being on. And everybody have a great,
thank you.
Great night.
See you, Josh.
See you guys.
Oh, thanks.
All right, there's one.
Show the crowd. That's a nice one.
Hey, welcome to New Madrid, Missouri. This is stop number 10 of the Twisted Cat Outdoors Tournament Series. It's been a long year, a lot of big events. We've came from all over the country.
Oh, look at that. Flathead. These boys are here for points.
Big fish locked in at 30.36.
And again, we're here in New Madrid. There's so many cool things that go on with this city. There's a fall festival that's going on downtown. Plus this morning we had the kids fishing rodeo with the help of Ducks Unlimited. So that was awesome. We had over 99 participants down there fishing for big channel catfish. And then today we have 43 teams from 11 states here in New Madrid, Missouri, fishing the Twisted Cat Outdoors Series. We're gonna weigh in downtown and see what these anglers catch. Like I said, the water is super low in the negatives. So when the water's low, the fish are big. So usually we're gonna see some big fish at the weigh-in. Really can't wait to see what these anglers bring in.
There's one.
Show the crowd. That's a nice one.
Okay, that's pretty good fish. All right, big smiles to Tom right there. We got our...
So here in New Madrid, we've got 43 teams, 106 anglers out there. The river level's low. Last year, 141 pounds came in first place. So we're excited to see what this year's first place weight's gonna be. And also today's payout is $12,900 plus a big fish of $500 from Castaway Midwest. That's gonna take it to $13,400.
How many hour drive for you guys to get down here?
That's a
Look
nice
at that.
one.
You're gonna see some good fish here. Woo, doggy. Look at that.
Fish 51.20. That bucket's gonna be
How many
heavy,
you guys catch all
boys.
day? Oh, that's our first team.
They broke the 100. Yes.
Last night we had our fish fry that the city always hosts for us. They even sold out of fish, so it was a really good time. And again, seeing anglers from 11 states to come here to Twisted Cat Outdoors in New Madrid is so awesome. It's gonna be a good day.
83.07 big fish.
I lost my bet.
He looks like he was ready for the catfish concert.
Yeah, he came for the catfish concert. Look at that fish there, another good fish. Wow.
Another good weight here in New Madrid.
Crazy cat.
Woo,
Get loud for him.
over here.
Phil, what did you have last?
Another good Meiji hooks and being in home. That's a good one.
Golden Dakota Thompson, all the way from Texas. Last year they had an amazing 2 fish, 2 lively fish.
Very lively.
That's a big head on that one. Woo!
Hold on.
Wow.
Big splash.
All right. Look at that thing. Hold on tight.
Another father-son team.
place team with one fish today for 83.07. John Williams, Cody Williams, and Marcus Farrell. $500 from Castaway Midwest for big fish.
All right, now your second place team, they weighed in 95.73, taking home $2,600. Donald and Johnny Moore.
And your first place team with 109.10. Logan Tanner, Jimmy Burke, John Trout, $5,160. All right, great job.